hopefully this will work. Because we have tried to go live about 4 times. And are you alright? Excuse me. We've tried to go live several times and YouTube is not letting it happen.
Wasn't on.
Oh, your mic wasn't on?
No.
That happens to me more often than I will ever publicly admit. So yeah. For the audio folks, you can't watch it live this week. Normally we're live. Yeah, normally it's live. We do about 30, 40 minutes. Video folks, you will get a shorter video this week because we can't do it live, so...
We gotta take out precautions.
Yeah, it is what it is, but you get something, so... Okay. Let me begin with this. I got my second COVID. Am I even in frame? I can't see. I don't. You know what? I don't even care. I'll be out of frame. I'll be out of frame.
I see you from shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, pisser. Absolute pisser.
Yeah.
So I got my second COVID shot. This is Friday. I got it Thursday. It's been fun.
I bet.
Excuse me. I'm not trying to be graphic, so I won't. But, and I had thought about not talking about this, and then I said, well, I'm a little off today. I'm a little off all the time, but I'm mostly off today.
I was waiting for something like that.
I'm mostly off today, and it's... So, what happened is I got it in the morning, and I just bit my lip. Because this
Hopefully
day...
it's not in the same spot that you've been
No,
doing.
it was over here.
Oh, starting a new spot.
Yeah, I'm starting a new spot now.
Shit.
I know, right? Excuse me. So, anyways, I got the shot in the morning. I came home, and I was feeling fine. I was drinking a lot. I was feeling a little... I know, I should
I need a drink.
I should have been drinking. I wasn't drinking. I was just drinking. I should have been drinking.
You're home when we do this. You should be doing it now.
Well, just wait. Just this story has not yet ended.
You don't have to drive anywhere.
No. So, I wasn't drinking, but I was drinking. And... So, I mean, I had plenty of fluids, and I felt fine. And there was a bunch of stuff around the house that I needed to get done. I've been putting off mowing the lawn for a while, so I ended up having to do that. I did that. Hooray! I did that. Jay picked up, well, we did it in tandem, but it was mostly him. We picked up the leaves. Those frickin' leaves that were in front of my house that I've been procrastinating, like, since last fall, I think. Those are last fall's leaves. Jay goes, you know, we're cleaning this up. We're going to get more in a couple months. I said, I know, but they'll be fresh. So I think we should make, since the kid comes over and complains about cars in our driveway, we should complain about leaves in our yard. He goes, next time he comes over, I'm going to bitch about the leaves from his goddamn tree.
You know what you should say to them next time?
What?
If they're there on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
What are those? Leaves. Do it. Leave.
I like that. You know what you should do? So...
You got to do that before I can still even get to the storage.
I won! I won that. I won it.
I won.
I won.
Tonight.
I texted my sister a picture of the front door with no leaves, and she goes, oh! She's, oh my God! She's like, did Sean get to the store? I said, one miracle per week.
Yes.
One miracle per week. We can't. So, we did that. I came in, was feeling nasty. I showered. We had some dinner was watching whatever, and I was feeling really run down, and I thought, man, I did a lot of work today. It must be because I did a lot of work today. And I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the sofa, which I don't normally do.
I do it all the time.
That sofa is so uncomfortable. Believe me, it's uncomfortable to sleep on. Oh, the other night, we were sitting there and he starts fidgeting, and I was like, what's the matter with you? He goes, these, the wood or whatever, the slats, I don't know, something's in my back from the sofa. So yeah, try sleeping on it. That's why I can't sleep on it. I said, we need to go to the store and I need to sample new sofas. I need to lay down. Be like, how is this for sleeping? Is it good?
At least a good nap.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, I had fallen asleep maybe for like an hour. And I was ready for bed. Excuse me, so I think I ended up going to bed at like 9:30. But like right before I was on my way to bed, everything started to hurt. I mean, my arm had been sore all day. But now it was like I can't really move it sore. I'm like, what happens? What happens? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started getting tummy trouble. Oh, bad, bro. Bad. I said, I don't remember this in the list of side effects. So I was kind of mad about that. I was like, he listed 300 things. Don't know if this was in the, number 299, but this would be the one that I get, right? It's like that pill for anxiety or whatever when they're like, may cause anal leakage. If I took that pill, that's the thing that I would get. I'm telling you.
Yeah, then you gotta take something else for that anal leakage.
I know.
We're just gonna give you something else.
And then it's just, it's horrible because you have anxiety, so you're taking a pill, but it's giving you problems in public that gives you more anxiety.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be worrying about that one.
Yeah. Sorry. So.
Yeah, they're not sponsoring us.
I know. I want people to know what I'm drinking.
Oh, there, mother. Woo! There you go.
So, I was afraid to go to bed. So, I finally crawled into bed. Excuse me. And Jay goes, are you alright? And I went, I'm not alright. And he goes, what's going on? So I told him, and he goes, ooh, I said, I don't know what to tell you. He said, I've heard about some people getting nauseous like that, though. I said, well, of course, I would be one of those people. And he goes, oh, boy. And he said, well, you think you can just go to sleep? And I said, I'm afraid to go to sleep. What if my body doesn't wake me up that I have to potty? And then he looks at me and he goes, that would be a problem for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually nervous, actually. Nervous about it. I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah, this would be your opportunity to go to sleep before him.
Here's the thing. We had that conversation, and then I crawled into bed. And everything was kind of like, woo. Everything was kind of sideways. And I fell asleep pretty quick. And I didn't wake up again. Until this morning. Well, until this morning. And I was like, oh my God. What happened to me? So I get up this morning, and that problem is still happening. And I went, oh no. So I'm texting Jay, and he goes, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm not sure it would be wise to drive into work. What if I have a problem? I was like, I'm not pulling off the highway. Woo.
I wonder how you got to work from home today.
So, I texted my boss, and the very first thing in that text, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's Tara. I am so sorry.
That's your tagline.
excuse me, because I felt like a shit because I had just had a couple days off. So I'm like, how horrible is it to be like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, I know I was out for a couple days. I won't be in today. You know? Mm-hmm. But I was honest with her, and I said, I had the COVID shot, and I am sick. Like, sick. And she goes, okay, you can work from home today. Woo! So I was happy about that, obviously. And I wrote her back, and I was like, thank you. And then I said, she said, well, feel better or something. And I said, I'm just going to wrap myself in a blanket. So...
Don't clip me on any video chats.
So that's like what I did. Like, sorry. I'm just a sorry person.
I was gonna say, I'm Tara and I'm sorry.
I should be like Sorry Anonymous. Tara, very sorry. Thank you. Been sorry for 45 years now. Going on 46. I'm just sorry. So, I did work from home, and I did wrap myself in a blanket, and it was a rough day. Excuse me, and I was exhausted all day. So my lunch came, and we all know I don't eat lunch. So I went into my room.
Crawl back in the bed.
I crawled back into bed, and I passed out. Passed out. Well, wait a minute. Before I even clocked in, because I had squared it with her at like 7:30, so I had an hour to kill before I even had to clock in. So I went back to bed for like an hour.
Me too. I would.
And I passed out then. And I thankfully set an alarm because I'm not dirt. So I got up, and then I, showered and did what I had to do. But for my lunch, I went in my crawl back in my bed, and I passed out. And I didn't wake up until the alarm went off. And then maybe about 10 minutes later, Jay walks in the door, and he goes, "How are you feeling?" And I went, "I passed out." And he goes, "Ooh." He said, "Well, maybe you'll sleep good tonight." I said, "God, I hope so." But so I'm really like tired. I'm like, ugh.
Long, rough day.
Well, it's not so much. It's like my body's tired. You know that feeling like when you're pre-sick, and you're just like, oh God.
You feel it coming on.
Kill me now. Kill me now. Like, and I was hot but shaking.
Chills?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh
Chill out,
God. I was trying. So I'm like sitting there shaking. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to type. It was rough. Then I had people texting me, "How you feeling?" Like dog shit. That's how I'm feeling. Absolute dog shit. My friend Tina goes, "How you feeling today?" I went, "They didn't tell me about this side effect." She goes, "Oh yeah." And then she goes, "That can happen for up to 2 weeks." I went,
2 weeks?
Yeah. I was like, I'm not living through this for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's when you're considered like fully immunized. It's like 2 weeks.
Everybody I heard, they just felt like very sick for like within a 24-hour period, and then they got better.
Well, here's the thing. I'm hoping to wake up tomorrow magically better. Because I do have shit to do. I gotta buy a jacket.
I was gonna say, stuff to do or stuff you want to do?
It's stuff I have to do. I've been putting off. I need to buy a jacket. Spring jacket. And then Jay's like, "Do you really need a spring jacket?" Yes, I do. You do. Everybody should have a good spring jacket.
I got one.
Yeah, see? But the jacket that I have is a Giants jacket, and it looks very worse for wear. A matter of fact, the pocket on the left side, I can't put anything in it because there's a hole in it.
Oh, I hate that.
And I've tried to fix it like twice. And I don't know, maybe I use cheap thread or my Scotch taping is bad, but...
Is that one of those holes where, like, if money or your keys go in there, they get lost in Another dimension in your jacket.
Yes. And then for like the next year, you're walking and you hear cha-ching, cha-ching, the fucking change. Like, oh.
But yeah, you still can't reach it.
No, you gotta, and then you gotta make the whole bag to get your hand in there to find the change.
God, I hate those holes.
I found $1 bill that way, actually.
Actually?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh,
$20. I wanted a peanut.
$20 can buy many peanuts.
Explain out.
So that's been my day. I don't know if she believed me, but it was the truth. Some things are just stranger than the truth.
All you can do is tell her.
Oh, I did.
To her to believe you, huh? You got a legit reason. You got a freaking shot.
I've been shot!
Shot.
I've been shot! Oh, God, help me. I've been shot. I should have yelled that in CVS. I got it in CVS. I should have yelled that while I was sitting there. Help me, I've been shot! Oh. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah?
I was going to say, that's not all this week that happened with you, too. You remembered a certain date.
Oh, good Lord. I actually remembered my wedding anniversary.
Yeah! Woo!
Excuse me, and we spent the day together.
Aww.
I know. We drove up.
I know he wasn't one of your British men, but
Oh
he'd do.
no, but here's the thing. This show that I listen to that I have plugged quite a bit on this show. Right after the episode airs, they do a sort of behind the scenes kind of like podcast. So I had a bunch of those to listen to because I've been saving them up. Mm-hmm. So I looked at Jay and I was like, "Wanna listen on the way up?" Because it was like almost a 3-hour drive where we were going.
3-hour drive.
Yeah. So he goes, "Yeah, sure, we'll listen." So I'm like, "All right, British men, all the way,
All right,
the whole ride." Yes. So we get to the store, and usually I go to this place and on like weekends and stuff, and it's just mad crowded. And because it was the middle of the week, there was like nobody there.
Nice.
It's like, this is sweet. So we were able to walk around and take our time and just like, hey, do. And then we were gonna go look at jackets at this other place. But
there's always a big but.
Excuse me, I'm still coughing. I'm gonna blame the COVID shot this time. The COVID shot made me cough. By the time we would have gotten to the place that I wanted to browse, it would have been really late. And then I looked at, later than I wanted it to be. And I looked at Jay and I was like, we wouldn't be getting home till like 8 o'clock. I said, and that's a long day not only for Daisy, but and then I'd have to come home and eat, and I can't go to bed right away, and blah, blah, blah. And I had to get up for this blasted shot, so I had to get up early to get shot. Oh, I'm absolutely horrified, because tomorrow, which is Saturday, Jay has a virtual wedding to attend. I know. So I said, "Are you going to dress up?" And he goes, "No. Why would I?" So you can at least dress up from the neck up.
I was going to say, somewhere, get one of those t-shirts that look like...
That looks like a suit?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey. Say, well, you could put a button-down shirt on and have shorts and then just hold the phone.
Remember on Better Off Dead? Badger had one after he had his night with the women?
Yeah.
One of those.
My friend wore one of those to his wedding. Yep. Each their own. So, I'm horrified because I just remembered, so he has that virtual wedding, and because he will be indisposed, I scheduled an oil change.
I got one tomorrow.
That's when I'm going. I'm going tomorrow.
What time?
10 a.m.
Fuck. Mine's 11.
I will probably still be at the dealership. I'm not
Yeah, because the next 20-minute oil change don't take 20 minutes these days. Because all these guys that work at these places don't give a shit.
Well, I don't know. There's something. I don't know. It's Subaru. They fap if you hit so many miles. So it's like, you're at your 45,000 mile thing. That's a special oil change. I'm like,
I was gonna say, do I get a prize?
I don't know. I wish. Yeah, my prize will be paying extra because.
That's their prize.
Yeah, really.
For you, that's no prize.
My prize is the bill.
Oh, that prize sucks.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So I have to go and do that. I'm sure I'm gonna feel great doing that. And then I'm going to look for a jacket.
Yay!
We'll see.
There's your prize.
Well, if I find a good one, that's my prize. You know, I'm very picky. But I'm not like way picky. I just want a lot of pockets. I like pockets. I want to be able to put stuff in the pockets.
That'd be fun to nickname you Pockets.
Sup, pockets? How you doing? Fantastic. Fantastic, ballpoint. How are you? That would be a person who likes pens.
Like nerds.
Yeah. No, my husband loves pens. God. Oh my God. He texts my niece Nikki about pens. They text about them.
What do you say?
I know. What?
What do you say about pens?
I don't know. It's like, oh, check out the fine tip on this pen.
Really? Like, do we compare these two or whatever?
I don't know.
This one's more rounded than that.
No. Do you remember?
Ink, and this one's better than that one.
Do you remember in like class, you like trying to take a test or whatever, and you're like click click, click click,
Yeah.
click click, click click, and everybody's annoyed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy. Now, why did you come in here if you were just gonna leave?
I just want to say hi and get on camera for a second.
Go. Good God.
We'll be back in 5 minutes, folks.
She might be. Yeah, the click, click, click. I used to hate the kid who used to eat the eraser. You know, the people who like gnaw on their pen and eat their eraser?
Yeah, until there's no eraser.
Oh. Oh! Chewing pen caps? Disgusting. You ever like ask somebody to borrow their pen? It's like, hey, can I borrow your pen? Sure. And they hand it to you and it's all chewed at the end of it. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why don't you eat?
How stressed are you?
That's usually out of boredom.
I know, but I mean, I don't know.
I always felt bad for like pens and pencils with kids in school
Yeah.
for those reasons.
Oh yeah, they're being chewed.
Caps getting eaten and
That was funny.
gnawing on the eraser or picking your nose with the eraser.
Oh God.
Or being like Al Bundy, you take the eraser off and you use it to clean your ear and you
Ew.
suck up the earwax.
It's gross, dude.
Pig, look. It's still got the eraser on there, honey. That's not the eraser pig.
Gross.
Oh, I love that show.
I know. Excuse me. Do you remember any of your high school teachers?
Not entirely.
I don't need
Maybe
names.
a couple.
I don't need names.
Gym
What-
teacher, I remember, because he was also the coach of my football team.
Well, specifically, I was talking to a friend of mine last Tuesday, and she went to the same high school that I did, but she was about 2-3 years behind me, maybe like 3 years behind me. So we weren't really there at the same time. And she goes, "Oh, did you know this gym teacher?" And I said, "Oh, yeah. You know, he was there when I was there." And she said, "Oh, he just passed away. He was 90-something. And I went, "Fuck, what was he, like 60 when he was teaching when I was there?" Christ, how old was this man? So she goes, "Yeah, And then we were trying to remember the gym teacher assistants, and couldn't remember any of them. And then I said, well, you went at a different time than me, so maybe, you got a different teacher. So then I texted a friend of mine, who I did go to high school with, and I said, do you remember, so-and-so passed away? And she said, yeah, I saw that. And I said, do you remember any of the other gym teachers? And she was only one, because he was a pervert. I said, well...
You don't forget those ones, do you?
Yeah, yeah. We're all going to do jumping jacks, ladies in the front, kind of thing. And it's like, aww.
You ever see, I don't think it's Grown Ups 2?
No.
Adam Sandler movie?
No.
There's a scene where all the guys' wives, or a couple of guys' wives are in the exercise class.
Yeah.
And John Lovitz comes in.
Oh, God, John Lovitz.
He's the janitor.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes in pretending he's the instructor. So he starts conducting the class, so the women are like bouncing up and down, so their titties are going up and down. And then he tells them all to turn around, bend over, and start smacking themselves on the butt. And
oh, my. Oh, my.
And then the real instructor walks in. What's going on here?
Excuse me, sir. Why do you have a mop in your hand?
That ain't no mop.
No.
Not after looking at this class.
Oh, dear. But yeah, she's like, I only remember this one because he was, a pervert. And I said, oh yeah, I remember him too. Surprised he maintained his job, if I'm honest. But whatever. So then we would text him back and forth trying to remember, and just absolutely couldn't. And I said, oh well. So I remember I got busted once in gym class. Because the school that I went to only had gym for 9th grade. And then after that, health was 10th grade. And then 11th and 12th, it switched and we had like social studies or something. So it was like...
middle school.
Huh?
I had that in middle school and maybe early high school.
Well, yeah, I had it in middle school as well. Wait a minute, what are we talking about? Social studies or health?
Yeah.
Oh,
Social
okay.
studies.
Yeah. Well,
I liked it better during middle school.
Excuse me. I can't stop. It's a COVID shot. I've been shot. Yeah, so... I lost my train of thought. Son of a bitch, COVID!
Social studies?
Yeah, then it switched to social studies.